Hello friends and neighbors. This is my first YouTube / TikTok video. I'm really excited today. Got a product here that just came in the mail. I'm not sponsored by them. I paid for these items. It's some performance mufflers made by a company called Precision Saw Service. They're located 22 South Street in Clifton Springs, New York. The owner is Michael Gage. One thing I liked about the company, they're American company, American made product, and I was actually able to call and speak to Mr. Mike in person and ask some questions about the product. It means a lot to me. In this country today, I value these things in this order: God, family, my country, chainsaws, guns, and American made products. I believe in them. So without further ado, and not to talk too much, we're going to unbox this thing and see how they pack. Actually, the newest muffler they came out with, a performance muffler for the MS261 CRCM. It fits all models. I also own a 201 TC, so I imagine it's going to be in this box as well. So I ordered a 201 TC muffler, also a 194 T muffler, and the MS261, which is their newest product. So let's first off see how they come packed. Okay, very well packed, bubble wrapped. This muffler is the 201 TC muffler. I can recognize it. We're going to go ahead and open it up. I really like the packaging. There's no way the muffler can get damaged. Beautiful muffler. Work of art from Precision Saw Service. We're going to do a follow-up and probably do a mount and show you the difference in, I guess, sound of the saw at a later date and time. But this is the MS201 Precision Saw Service muffler. It's all CNC machined and made right here in America with all American products. Again, by an American, true American, who is not afraid to answer the phone and talk to customers. And like I said, that means a lot to me. We'll put it on the side. And then the next muffler is going to be, well, heck, 2 ink pens in the box and an instruction manual, some Precision Saw Service stickers, and I'm guessing this is going to be, yes sir, this is Mr. Michael Gage's business card right here. As most Americans, I'm not big on reading instructions, so we're going to move right along to this muffler is for a 194 T Stihl. I guess I need to sharpen the knife here. Okay, another very, very impressive product. Beautiful muffler, very well engineered and designed. From my understanding, it really, really wakes the saw up. That's the 194 T or TC. All right, now what we all came here for, let me put Mr. Mike's card up. This is the latest, greatest MS261, which is my go-to all-time favorite saw. It's light, has a ton of power, and is a stout performer as it is now. But if I can do any kind of gain, it's going to be a work saw. It's not going to be a show saw. But this is I got it upside down. The nice thing about this muffler, other than it looks amazing, is it's a side discharge muffler. It still has the spark arrestor screen in it, and it's just amazingly and beautifully machined. This is great. Okay, we're going to take a break now. Right now, I'm thinking, I didn't realize I needed Allen wrenches, so I'm going to grab the appropriate size Allen wrench. We're going to use the T27 scrunch that comes with the saw, and I also have a T27 on an impact to kind of speed things up. So we're going to take a pause. I'm going to get the rest of the tools I need, and then we're going to come back, and this saw right here is where we'll be putting this muffler on. As you can see, the saw is well used. It's not a show saw. It gets used on the farm here regular. Excited to see if it wakes the saw up. I don't want to do any porting or any kind of other performance modifications. I just really would like a good quality muffler that lets the saw breathe and run cooler. So we'll be back in a second. we're going to start it up, and hopefully the microphone on the filming device is good enough to where you can kind of get an idea what the saw sounds like stock. We'll be right back and we'll start the teardown process. Okay, welcome back everybody. To make it easier to deal with and keep in frame, I took the bar and chain off. I didn't figure I needed to do that under time. I'm going to go ahead and make that a half turn to remove the top cover off the saw, just so we can see a little better what's going on here. You can probably easily do it without the top cover being removed. So we'll put this over on the side out of the way. And at some point in time, part of this video is to show I'm not a mechanic by anything. This is a farm saw that we use on the farm here, and I wanted to show just how easy it was for an individual to change this at home. I'm going to start off again. I can't believe my saw is that dirty. I normally blow it off after each use, and I didn't, but pretty simple, straightforward. Make sure your train brake is out of the way. We're going to see if we can pop these little tabs off. They're little dust covers or something that keep the, and all I'm using to tell you that the tools for this operation are a scrunch, chainsaw scrunch that came with your saw. All right, there's one of them. Put that in the porch tray. This is a regular scrunch, and I got a 3mm, I only have the long one, a 3mm Allen wrench. If you got the short one, I guess it would be better. That's to take the cover off of the Precision Sawworks muffler, and a T27 on an impact driver. So let's get back to getting these tabs off. Not hard at all to do. Right underneath the front here is two screws. They're T27. We're going to get the wrench in here, make sure we're on reverse. We're going to put these off. I think there's a little bit of Loctite on them when they come from the factory. Put that in the porch tray. We're going to need that. And yeah, it was Loctited on. And then we're going to go in here, and these are the two screws that secure it to the actual. I'm going to break those with the scrunch, just so I get a feel for them. I can't see them to make sure my wrench is, so I'd rather feel them. Not so bad. There we go. Compound leverage here. All right. Now that we've got them broke loose, we'll find the holes here. And same. They're all of them are the same all the way around. Because these have been inside the exhaust, I'm going to put them on the inside of the new exhaust. So 4 screws hold it on. Here's the old muffler, and again, it's dirty. It's been on the saw for a while. I'm pretty sure it's got a gasket. Yes, it does have a gasket. So what we're going to do, we're going to pause the video for a minute while I clean it up, because nothing inside of me would allow me to put this saw back together dirty. What I use to clean it up, I spray a little WD-40 around that. It'll break everything up, and I'll blow it off with a little compressed air, and then we'll get back to putting the other muffler on to show you just how easy it is to install. See what we look like. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Kind of always wanted to look at it, see if we got any scoring. I do see a little carbon on it, but no scoring. Good, I'm excited about that. Okay, we'll be right back once I get her cleaned up. We're back, and WD-40, not sponsored by them either, but I really like this product for cleaning. Don't know how good it is at penetrating all, but it really does a good job of getting any kind of old oil and or sawdust off a saw. While I had it, the only reason, this is a very simple installation from what I'm seeing, but while I had the video off, I took advantage of the time to clean a little carbon out of my exhaust port here. The WD-40 just cut right through it and shined it up real good, and I got some of that carbon fouling off my cylinder and piston. Right now, other than taking it off, which was effortless, out the box, it's got a couple screws that retain it on the top. They're 3mm Allen. I'm going to just take it, and again, it would be so much easier if I didn't have this long shaft 3mm. Put those in the part straight so I don't lose it. And here. And once you pull those off, simply grab the cover and pop her off. Fits really snug, really precise. I like it a lot. Inside of this muffler is absolutely beautiful. Also, while the camera was off, I did clean the carbon fouling off my gasket. And the gasket on the MS261 has got some little ridges on it, so it's only one way that it can go on. It just slides right back in place on the front of the exhaust port. Kind of just lays up there. I may actually have to hold it, but let's see. I don't think there's a top and a bottom. I'm pretty sure it just slides up there. I guess it was pretty stuck on before. Just the carbon was holding it on. And so here goes. Muffler just slides right in against the exhaust gasket. That's still in place. We're going to take the two screws that were in the top. Hope you can see. I'll put it on the end of the scratch here. And line our holes up. Just kind of get it started so my gasket doesn't come off. Alright, I always start every screw with my scratch, or by hand I should say. It's out of an abundance of caution, I never started with the impact. The impact just speeds things up, nor do I do my final torque with my impact. Not that I just don't trust myself not to. I always like the feel of my hand, and to be honest, I'm just going to put those on loosely and not put the cover on, but I'm going to put these screws in the bottom just to make sure we're kind of lined up. So that when I do put the muffler cover back on, it won't give me any trouble. So as we put those in, and all they're doing is just, at this point, making sure the bottom of that muffler is truly aligned with the bottom of the saw housing. And now that I got them started, we're gonna kind of run them in a little bit. Not super tight. Yes, just so they act as a little guide. And if this is necessary or not, I don't know. It's part of my obsessive compulsive disorder, I guess. And then come in here, make sure these are flowing smooth. They are. And we're gonna take the impact to speed things up a little bit. Now that those are in, and like I said, I'm just gonna go ahead and give them one last final snugging with my hand, because I feel like I'm not a living torque wrench, but I feel a lot better when I tighten things by hand. Trying to duplicate about what I felt when I broke them loose. Okay, I think we're good to there. And now we'll back out the bottom screws and finish this super easy installation. Come in with the cover, lay her in place here, and my goodness, she really fits tight. I don't think you can hear it snapping into place. I don't think we'll ever have to worry about any exhaust leaking from around the edges. The way that thing is machined, it actually has a flange that I really appreciate. Come in here with our 3mm Allen screws that hold the top in place. And make sure she's seating like she should. I'm not going to put them too snug because I'm going to come back in. Again, I always start screws with either by hand or with the scrunch. I really like the way this muffler fills the existing holes up. Some aftermarket or performance mufflers are just pipes and they leave a big gap and it really looks awkward or odd. This muffler really aesthetically is pleasing. I didn't buy it for its looks, but it definitely was a bonus. I bought this muffler because I'm just hoping to get that gain that's already been proven by the dyno. A little bit of a gain out the saw, because this saw really struggles with a 20-inch bar and chain. I was about to go back down to an 18. It doesn't struggle, but it's really not best suited for it. But I'm going to leave the 20 on now and hoping that that little performance upgrade, and they're both snug, is gonna make this saw, how you say, wake it up. Tight. Tight. We're gonna double check. This came from the factory, snug, and it needs nothing. I'm just double checking. And now that the bottom are in, I'm gonna put a little more on the top, give them their final snug down. And guys, this is amazing. I mean, it's actually I'm gonna say it's a work of art, and if it lets the saw breathe and keeps the saw cooler, makes it last longer. I'm looking for a hard-working saw that'll last me the rest of my life, and I think this muffler is going to let the saw breathe. I'm going to see an increase in performance in it. We'll do a video later. Basically, just put in some wood. But for now, I'm going to pause and get the saw back together. No need in me wasting your time putting a bar on it. I'm also going to clean my bar rails right quick, and then we'll start it up and let you hear the difference, at least today. And then later on we'll do another video. But right now, American made, CNC machined aluminum, very, very, very attractive muffler. The mount up is super simple. It literally took me 10 minutes to get all that carbon and clean that front off, but that's just something that's not part of the mounting process. Well, it is for me because I'm not going to put a saw together dirty. But I'm very impressed so far. When we crank it up and listen to it, I'm sure I'm going to be even more impressed. And knowing that my saw can breathe now and won't overheat, we're down South Louisiana, so it gets 110 degrees in the shade down here. I definitely don't want my saw burning up because this is my favorite saw. We'll be right back, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Appreciate y'all watching the video, number one. I wanted to go ahead and saw's all back together. I didn't want to waste anybody's time putting it back together. Trying to keep it short, but I just want to give you an idea of what it looks like now that it's on the saw. We hadn't started it up. We're going to start it up right now and give it a little go and see if it sounds different and if it feels like I can feel a difference in the throttle of the saw. And so we'll do another video later on, actually putting it in some wood. So with that being said, let's see what she sounds like. Guys, I can definitely tell you without a doubt, I feel a lot better pickup on the throttle. This is a CM saw. You notice it doesn't have any adjustments for the carburetor. What we did do initially is put it through an M-tronic reset, which is an older version M-tronic saw. So started it and left the chain brake on for 90 seconds. That let the saw retune itself to the extra, I guess, airflow with this new muffler. And if you notice, when you put your new muffler on an M-tronic saw, it will spin the chain at first until you do the M-tronic reset, which again is simple. Chain brake on, start it, let it run for 90 seconds on the older version M-tronic, and then it shut it off, start it back up, and it comes back to normal. So far, very, 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 very impressed. I will be buying more product. I've got a 192 I'm getting ready to buy an exhaust for, as well as another 261 I'll be putting this exhaust on. I am going to take a week or two and actually run the saw, put in some wood, see how it acts. I'll do another video, follow-up video, to see what the saw does in wood. I know with the original exhaust, I had a hard time. If I buried a bar in a 20-inch bar in some pecan or some oak, it was more than the saw wanted. We're going to see now if it likes it better with that increased airflow. Guys, if you don't pick up a performance enhancement on the saw, even letting the saw breathe and letting that exhaust out, it's going to make your saw last longer. I really do believe that. And I'm a big believer in side exhaust as opposed to front exhaust. Front exhaust bounce all the exhaust off the wood that you cut, and the side exhaust lets it go where it needs to go. Again, guys, America, American made. Michael Gage, thanks. You did great with this product. It's beautiful, and looking forward to more business with you. Guys, buy in America, buy from America. God, chainsaws, and our country is what this is all about. Thank you.